everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you some top tips and ideas on not only how to start creative journaling, but also how to ensure that you enjoy it as a process going forward and how to stick to it. So some of these ideas are things that I really wish I'd known when I started last year, and others are just things that I've either found useful or I've done naturally. And I have loved creative journaling this past year, so I wanted to share some ideas with you because I know there are some people who are starting out on the journey this year, and there may be people out there who have done creative journaling and fallen out of love with it. So I thought this video might be helpful to at least one person. So here we go. I have 10 top tips and ideas that I'm going to share with you now, but before I get into the video, I just wanted to say, if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and help my channel grow. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a lovely big thumbs up because that helps as well. And if you do subscribe as a new subscriber, please ring the bell for notifications, and then anytime I upload a video you'll get notified. Tip number 1, don't put pressure on yourself. This is supposed to be fun, this is supposed to be a hobby. Why would we put pressure on ourselves to do something? To me, that automatically ruins the experience. So there are many different ways to journal, there are many different styles of journaling, and there are many different ways to do it. So some people will like to journal every single day and document every single day. Some people will do planning and memory planning and do it that way. Some people will maybe journal about a whole month, and then I guess there's people like me that only do it when something special happens, or you have an event that you want to remember, or even you're just feeling creative at night and you want to do something and you don't know what to do, so you might just do a layout. I think the most important thing to do before you even start journaling is think about what you want to achieve and how much time you have, and what you're wanting to journal about. I have been in the past someone who has journaled about every single day. I spent some time back in 2005 living in the Hebrides, and I wanted to remember every single day, and I journaled every single day without fail. But it was stressful. I got into the situation of feeling like I could not miss a day, and some days I was just writing absolute tosh just because I felt I had to write something. And don't get me wrong, it is nice every now and again to look back over those journals and remember the special time I had living on a Scottish island. But that's not something that I want to do now. And now I feel like I only have the time to journal sporadically. And because I've changed my style and these are more a creative venture, I don't want to write a lot. And I personally don't want to journal every single day. So it's all about looking at what you want to achieve, as I said, and how much time you have. Have you got time to journal every single day? If you have, fantastic, and that's going to work brilliantly for you, but don't get stressed if you missed a day. It doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. This is fun. So first most important tip of all, don't put pressure on yourself, and then you will enjoy it the whole journey you take with your creative journaling. My next tip is post-it notes are your best friend. So this is something I've started doing in the last couple of months, and again it helps keep the pressure off. So I'm going to show you in my journal here. If I haven't had time to journal about a day and something nice has happened that I want to remember, I will write out the date it happened and the event that it was, and I'll put a post-it in my journal and I'll come back to it later and I will journal about it later. Now these are all Christmas ones at the moment, so personally I'm a bit Christmased out. I don't really want to be thinking about Christmas anymore. I've had enough. I want to forget about Christmas for a while. I might not come back to these pages for a few months. I might just move on to my 2022 journal. Or I might just be feeling creative one night and decide, actually, I can face Christmas again, let's get them done. There's not that many post-its that I need to do. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is one back here that I need to do. So there's about 6 pages. But by doing this, it helps you remember what happened. It gives you the date it happened, so you're not thinking, oh my goodness, when was it? And it takes the pressure off. I have no qualms whatsoever onto moving on to my 2022 journal now and coming back to these later. So I definitely think if you do have something happen that you want to journal about but you don't have time to journal about it now, post-it notes are definitely your best friend. Tip number 3 is definitely one I wish I'd known about when I started creative journaling. You don't need to rush out and buy loads and loads of supplies. If you're already a crafter, I'm sure you have so many supplies that you will be able to use in your journal. You don't need to rush out and buy a load of stickers if you haven't got stickers, or a load of pretty papers, or a load of washi tape. If you're a crafter already, I'm sure you already have everything you need to start journaling. And if you're not already a crafter, honestly, keep it simple. I'm going to come on to notebooks and things in a second. But as for supplies, you actually need very little. Literally, pop into your local craft store, pick out one beautiful paper pad that you are really drawn to. That's all you really need to start with, just a paper pad. Everything else can come over time. So that was tip number 3. Don't rush out and buy loads of supplies because honestly, you don't need them. Tip number 4 is experiment to find your preferred style. There are many different styles of journaling, and it all boils down to what you feel most comfortable doing. Some people will do loads of writing on a page. Other people will do minimal writing, and then there's people like me that don't really do any writing but fill the page with pictures and quotes or just a few little words to remember or that sum up that day or what has happened. So you definitely have to experiment to find your style. So I'll just share this with you really quickly. This was when I started last year. It was very plain, it was very to the point. I really didn't like it. I knew straight away that I didn't really like all of the white on the page. That's me. You might decide that there's far too much decoration on this page and actually you just prefer to do more writing and maybe have a couple of accents in the corner. But as I went on, I was playing around to see how to get rid of all the white. I went back in time and I'd revisit pages, which I'll touch on in a minute. But as you can see, as time went on, my style changed quite dramatically and things started evolving. And actually, it's okay to play around with your style and it's fun to experiment. And then we come on to what we have today, which is a very collagey type memory journaling. So what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to experiment, don't be afraid to play. And just because you start off in one style doesn't mean you won't evolve to something else. Definitely have a look around on social media and see all the different styles and see which one you're most drawn to, and then maybe start out with that one. So my next tip is paper. Paper pads are your best friend for journaling, especially if you don't want a lot of white on your page. If you're a crafter, you will have papers you have been hoarding for years. You might have papers that have been sent to you in Happy Mail and you haven't got round to using yet. These are perfect for creative journaling because if you've been hoarding them, it's because you really like them and they're really special. By placing them in your journal and using them in your journal, you get to keep those papers and look at them forever. So it's a win-win situation. Not only do you use your most beautiful papers, but you get to keep them forever. So you can do stash busting and feel really good about using your kit as well as memory journal at the same time. It's a win-win situation. And also, if you have a load of these tiny little 10 by 10 paper books, which if you're in the UK, you definitely know what I'm talking about. These are great for creative journaling with. They make a fantastic layer. You can even rip them in half and use them in corners. There are so many uses for these in creative journaling, and I'm so glad I twigged onto that, albeit a bit late in last year, but I have so many of these and now I have a fantastic use for them, so I'm super happy about that. My next tip is to revisit pages in your journal as your style evolves. So you may do a page and you may not be particularly happy with it, but you may not know what you want to change. As the days and the months, etc. go on, your style will definitely evolve. There is nothing stopping you going back to pages you have previously completed and adding to them until you're happy with them. I've done it so many times and it's really satisfying. So just because a page was done months ago does not mean you have to leave it as it was. You can always change it, and I think we forget this, and I think we get stuck into, oh, I'm just going to do the next page. But actually, go back and alter pages you weren't happy with, and as your style evolves, you'll definitely be able to tweak and change pages. Next, I want to talk about what to journal in. So a lot of people will talk about Hobonichis and Leuchtturms and all these fancy pants journals, but at the end of the day, anything you have will do. You don't need a super expensive journal to journal in. These little ones here were 50p in Hobbycraft. They are just notebooks. They are traveller's notebooks. That one is lined, this one is plain. Honestly, this is what I've been using for the whole of last year and they do me fine. You could also use a hard-backed notebook like this. This is one that I was sent and I am saving this, to be honest, but that's lined. I could definitely use that to journal in, no issues. This is going to be my 2022 journal. This was a Christmas present, but again, it's pretty, it's fluffy, it's got a unicorn on. Inside, it's just lined, which I can cover. And I might fill that in a year, or I might not. It all depends what happens throughout the year. But none of these are crazy expensive journals, and they will all work. I have this one from America. This was from New York. It's just a lined book. That will do the job as well. So honestly, you don't need to rush out and buy expensive journals. Anything you have will do. Anything that you may have been given and you think, oh, that's really nice, I really like it, you can use that. You don't need to rush out and buy expensive books, is what I'm saying. My next tip is to have a look on social media and find people on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram who inspire you. You can take from their designs what you like and start working it into your own layouts. But you may see something on someone else's platform that you really like and work it in that's totally different, and you will start to grow your own style that way. So definitely have a look on TikTok. There is a lot of journaling on TikTok. It's amazing. There are some fantastic YouTubers that do journaling, and also Instagram is also a great place to have a look at journal layouts. So have a look on social media and see who inspires you, and you can go from there. Now in journaling we have something called a tip-in, and it is when you put something between two pages to break up the design. So this is a tip-in here with the printed vellum. I have another one in the back here with the cellophane sparkly stars. And I have many through my journals. Now it's a really nice thing to do, but also you can definitely use mementos from your days or things you've been sent in Happy Mail to do those. So this postcard was sent to me in Happy Mail, and I just thought it went really well with the page here because it has wings, and that was about flying eagles, so I used that as a tip in there. Further up the page, I've used my ticket from the International Horse Show as a tip-in to break up these two pages. So if you do get into journaling and you want to create tip-ins, you can definitely save mementos from your day to do those tip-ins. The other thing you could do is if you had been out for the day and purchased something, you could use the little paper bag it had come in as the tip-in, and then store tickets and mementos from your day in that paper bag, and then write across the paper bag some information on the day or what's inside. There's so much you can do, but again, you don't need to go out and buy stuff just to make a tip-in. My very last tip is about magazines and newspapers. They are your best friend if you are doing creative journaling, because you can harvest them for fantastic pictures to put in your journal as either a base layer or as a filler picture. And you don't even need to go out and buy the magazines. We all get these free magazines that fall through the door on a fairly regular basis that are about the local community and what's going on. You can definitely harvest those for images. If you do have magazines at home, definitely go through them, check out the pictures and cut out things that you think you're going to be able to use in your journal. Honestly, magazines and newspapers are such great sources of free content for your creative journal, as well as stickers. Stickers and die cuts are your best friend. They are great as filler pieces on a creative layout page. And there is absolutely no harm in tucking them into the front of your notebook cover. If you've chosen to use one of these, if you know you're going to be journaling about something soon and you think something could really work, it's a great reminder to use it, and it's also on hand, so you're not searching around going, oh, where did I put that tiny bit of paper? So that is my top tips and ideas on how to start creative journaling, and also how to make sure you enjoy it long term. I really hope you found this video useful. Let me know in comments if you've got any different ideas that I should be trying, and also if it's been useful, I'd love to know how it's helped you, or if there's something you're taking away from this video that you're going to try. I really hope everything I've said has made sense, and if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a massive thumbs up. I will be back soon with more videos, so thank you so much for watching today, and until next time, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.